How are you this morning?
According to the Australian Bureau of Statistics, 1 in 5 Australians suffers some sort of disability. Of these, nearly a third have back problems or arthritis. People with severe disabilities needing constant help or supervision number about 1 in every 30. And then there's our ageing population. Just over half the people over 60 have a disability, but over half of these get through their day without major assistance. In our society, given limitations in infrastructure and transport, mobility is a major issue. Obviously, the more severe the disability, the harder it is to get about and do the simplest things we take for granted, like a trip to the shops, visiting a doctor, and getting the Sunday papers. People with disabilities depend on relatives, friends, and other carers, but that only solves part of the problem, especially if they value their independence and want to travel on their own. As a bus driver, you will encounter people with a wide range of disabilities from mild to severe. This video will introduce you to most of them and show you how you can help them. They already have endless challenges getting through each day. By making their trip more pleasant, you will remove many of them, helping them have a better day. And by being ready to help them, you'll have a better day too.
There we are. You're welcome. Have a good day.
Some people's disabilities are obvious and some are not. Some are quite subtle and easily missed at first glance. Whatever their degree of impairment, their quality of life has already been significantly reduced long before you encounter them. One of the most significant needs will be to maintain the greatest sense of independence they can. It's important to their self-esteem, their mindset and their health. This makes getting out and about vital to them. Your helpfulness will, in many cases, make their day, giving them one less hurdle to cope with. Typically, passengers with disabilities, in no particular order, may include the following. People with obvious physical disabilities who need mobility aids ranging from wheelchairs and walking frames to crutches and walking sticks. These can be any age group, often being victims of accidents or debilitating illness. Those with carers are mostly self-managing. Others, travelling on their own, will be sure to need some level of assistance from you. Given that Australia's ageing population is growing, you are likely to encounter seniors and other older people. Their impairments can range from mild, requiring little other than routine consideration, to severe conditions, in which case your help will most probably be needed. Many people have impaired vision in degrees that may vary from relatively slight to complete lack of vision. Their bus-related needs will vary accordingly, as will their need for your assistance.
My name is Stan. I have been driving for 24 years. I like being a bus driver, mixing a lot of different people, different age group, and also enjoying sitting behind the steering wheel. Well, most of the times I try to help the disabled and older persons when they're going in and out of the bus if they're not available to get in by themselves. That's part of the job. It's nothing to get award, but it's part of the job, and we gotta do it. Passengers are, well, there's a good and bad things about some of the passengers. Most of them are very nice and polite. Some of them you find it's like in every other job, which is not that nice to the drivers, but you just gotta put up with that and do your job. I would recommend to the other bus drivers to be more polite to the other passengers and try to help them as much as you can.
A disability that is often hard to spot is loss of hearing. People with hearing difficulties often seem to be getting around okay, but may miss out on essential information, failing to hear vital instructions or passenger announcements. A similar situation, although for vastly different reasons, exists with people with impaired speech, comprehension and communication skills. Inability to speak English can also be a factor. The result is difficulty in understanding spoken requests or directions, as well as the inability to read signs and other printed directives, leading to potential problems ranging from simple inconvenience to serious accidents. Mental and intellectual impairment are very similar to these problems, often causing unexpected problems that can have unpredictable results. In many instances, the symptoms may be subtle, often concealed, and you may well be unable to detect them until you find yourself in the middle of a problem situation that is rapidly getting out of control. Requirements are usually a good deal clearer when dealing with hospital inpatients and outpatients, whose requirements are usually more obvious. As is the case for people suffering from arthritis and back problems, pain and discomfort are major issues. This calls for a good deal of compassion on your part.